Thank you so much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear journalists, good afternoon. Today our team is concluding visit to the United States of America. We began this visit in Chicago and continued our efforts here in Washington, D.C. During this visit, we focused on three key areas. Firstly, unlocking of military and financial aid from U.S. and long-term financial support for Ukraine. Secondly, American investments in the Ukrainian economy and the reconstruction of Ukraine. And thirdly, channeling of frozen Russian assets to Ukraine. So actually, we discussed this on each of our meetings. Regarding the first topic, these days in Washington, the largest financial event of the year traditionally takes place, the spring meetings. So it's organized by World Bank Group and IMF event, which gathering together all the financial decision makers of the world. This year, the spring meetings happened at the same time as another significant event, the discussion on assistance to Ukraine by the United States. Yesterday, we saw progress in American aid for Ukraine, and actually the bill in Congress proposed $61 billion for such support is sent, and the biggest part of it is for military needs of our armed forces, our defense forces. 7.8 billion is potential budget support, 1.6 billion is for economic assistance. Over the last 2 days, we had fruitful meetings with leaders of the Democrats and Republicans in Congress. This includes meeting with the Democratic leader in the U.S. House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries, with the majority leader of the Senate, Chuck Schumer, with the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, with Senator Roger Brisker, and with the Ukrainian caucus in the Senate. As a result of our negotiations, we are optimistic. We received assurances of support for the bills by both political parties. We expect that this aid bill will soon be supported in the House and then in the Senate. As a result, American military and financial aid to Ukraine will be unlocked, and we will receive this as fast as possible. Regarding long-term support for Ukraine, during the spring meetings, we received assurances of stable support from our partner countries and international financial organizations. We held separate meetings with the managing director of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, the president of the World Bank, Ajay Banga, and the World Bank managing director of operations, Anna Bierde. Over the last more than 2 years, Ukraine has already received 8 billion from the IMF, and 36 billion have been mobilized and transferred to us by the World Bank. We were reassured that the support of Ukraine continues and to be a priority. This was confirmed by all our strategic partners during the ministerial level roundtable in support of Ukraine at the World Bank, and during the meetings in the World Bank. The second area of our discussion were American investments, the resilience and self-sufficiency of our economy. Both in Chicago and Washington, we met with American businesses, with representatives of many big US companies interested in investing in Ukraine, interested in cooperation with Ukrainian businesses, and with Ukrainian government. I'm grateful to Special Representative Penny Pritzker for organizing these meetings in Chicago, and to the President of the US Chamber of Commerce, Suzanne Clark, for organizing such a meeting in Washington. We presented opportunities for investment in Ukraine. We spoke about very specific steps and improve the business climate in Ukraine, even despite this full-scale war. We see a high interest from American businesses to investing in Ukraine and in our recovery program. I would also like to mention our meetings in Chicago, where I met with the city's Mayor Brandon Johnson, as well as with the Governor of Illinois, J. Robert Pritzker. We are launching a new initiative when American cities, states, and communities can help with the reconstruction of specific communities in Ukraine. They can take patronage over them, so we discussed this and we agreed about such kind of cooperation. We want to build an extremely close connection between communities in the US and communities in Ukraine. During our visit, we also had meetings with the US Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen and the US Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo. We had significant attention to the issue of sanctions against Russia and the confiscation of frozen Russian assets or other usage of frozen Russian assets to play two very important roles to compensate all damages and losses which Russia caused in Ukraine and to punish aggressor, so Russia, which leads this unprovoked, illegal, barbarian war in Ukraine. So, specifically, as a result of our meetings on this topic, we expect to see results already this year. So it's very important for us to have perspectives, to have plans. Specifically, frozen Russian assets will begin to work for our resilience, victory, and recovery. During the meetings with our partners, we also discussed new projects to support Ukraine. In particular, with World Bank, we plan to sign a memorandum on the development of the housing market. With the President of the European Investment Bank, Nadia Calvino, we signed a memorandum of cooperation for the support of projects in the public and private sectors. Just for 2024, we will receive 560 million euros for projects in energy, transport infrastructure, housing, reconstruction, and projects that will support our economic recovery and Ukrainian business. I mean the memorandum with European Investment Bank. In summary of our visit, I would like to thank the American people for unwavering support during this more than 2 years period of full-scale aggression from Russia's side. We are grateful to all American politicians who understand that supporting of Ukraine is an investment in global security, and now important this is for the national interest and national security of the United States of America. We are also grateful to all partners and allies who stand by our side. Thank you all. We appreciate your support. We are so much grateful to American people, to American president, to American government. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attention.